Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Abdan Reisha Ardana, usually called Abdan. I'm from the class 8 Algo Fiki, and I'm here to present or to tell you about my experience on having to read and make a review on a book for my SLC project. Now, since this English project is tied with Indonesian languages project, I'm going to give a quick recap on what I had to do in Indonesian languages project. So first off, I had this teacher called Miss Laili who had taught us about book reviews, how to make them, their categories, and how to differentiate them. Now, all those information that we've been given will all be going to waste if we did not learn how to execute it properly. And now, Miss Lily as a teacher told us to make a book review to execute the skills that we've learned for our SLC project. Going back to the first words that I've said, I'm going to be talking about my experience on making the book review, because that is the English SLC's project, which is taking a different approach compared to Indonesian languages project. If Indonesian's SLC project is focused on the final product of the book review, English's SLC project is focused on the experience of making the book review. Without further ado, I'm going to go straight into talking about my experience on making the book review. Since Indonesian languages book review needed a fictional book, I ran straight into my nearest bookshelf, took out the coolest book that I can find, and that book appeared to be Sherlock Holmes. This series of Sherlock Holmes is talking about a devil dog that haunts the Baskerville family. While I was reading this book, I was quite surprised on how well written it was, especially on the time this book was written. After reading all of it, the next step was making the book review. The process went pretty smoothly with the book identity, orientation, but I kinda got stuck on synopsis. Making the synopsis was kind of hard because I can't really took out the clearest words to use, and my word construction was pretty bad. But for the recommendation and the good and bad sides of the book was pretty easy to cover. While I was reading the book, I noticed a pretty big mistake in my opinion, which was the translations, which seemed pretty unprofessional, might I say, and that opinion will go straight into the good and bad reviews in my book review. Another thing I did while making the book review was, since I did it on Canva, I had to try and find a decent design for my book review. While I did find a decent design, it took quite a while, but it was all still fun to do, and it was quite an experience, I might say. That's all for my experience on writing the book review. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.